Previously on Genshin Impact.
I haven't been dissolved! Will you
You're wearing
believe me
gloves.
now? I really am your Archon! I'm nothing like a normal human who would fall apart as soon as they touch this water!
The little homies wanna be like on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light.
You fucking launched that motherfucker! You fucking sitting that
Thanks for
motherfucker
helping
flying.
with the cleanup. Should have been my job, but
Back to the episode. Like this fashionable
But,
stage.
Mr. Morris, I don't
Hey,
understand,
Xavier,
sir.
my man.
How could you only be telling me this now?
What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be at Inazuma?
I'm afraid that there's nothing really I can do. I'm really facing a crisis. My hands are tied.
You know, getting shit-faced over
But
there?
what about my film?
Well, I'm afraid you'll have to come up with something on your own. Take it from me. Sometimes you just have to let things go. Same goes for this film festival.
Yeah, man's gone for some shit. Morris has gone for some things.
Oh,
This man about to have a heart. This man gonna grow up with fucking heart issues.
Isn't it Xavier? So he's back in Fontaine now.
I'm just gonna call him Xavier.
why, if it isn't the dear
What the fuck was that?
traveler in Paimon.
Oh, is that the Chevreuse?
I really didn't
The
expect to
critically
bump into you
acclaimed
here at this time.
Chevreuse. The mukbanger. How you been?
Well, I was doing just fine until I received some terrible news just now. The investor I was working with for my upcoming film has fallen upon some hard times and
That is
is no
Chevreuse.
longer able to provide the promised amount of funds.
I'm just gonna call her Chevrolet.
Can't you just find a different investor?
Unfortunately, that's not how it works. The Fontinalia Festival was established to commemorate the legendary Loch Knights, who went on a quest to search for the Oceanids, and eventually welcomed the Hydro Archon Chariot. The holiday is deeply connected to the founding of Fontaine, as well as its unique laws and trials. It's one of the most important festivals for this nation.
But what's with that weird expression on your face? It's like you're trying really hard to remember something.
Maybe what was that? What the fuck was that sound effect? Don't pretend like I didn't hear that. But then again, maybe he just has to take a shit. Who knows?
I was just trying to recall the exact description from the books.
Well, either way, Paimon thinks she gets it now. It's just like the Windbloom Festival in Mondstadt and the Lantern Rite in Lille.
And whatever. Damn. Sumero and Inazuma have nothing. What does Inazuma have? Irodori Festival?
Hell no, man. What the
That one Halloween one? What does Sumero have? Besides the Fungus Cup, besides the Academia Interdarshan Championship. Or the traumatizing Sub-Zerus Festival.
The Fontinalia Film Festival
Is
is,
there
an
a baby
event
crying in the
proposed by
background?
the Fontaine Film Association this year. Now that film technology has matured as a medium, it's the perfect time to introduce more people to the art form. During this time, people may submit films to be evaluated, and the entry with the highest score will be given the Farina Award by the association.
The what award?
The Farina Award. The Farina Award.
The Farina Award! You know, after the Hydro Archon. They coined it while Lady Farina was still in power, but even though things have changed, no one has made any motion to update the name.
Yeah, we could just call it the enjoyyy Award. Like, Farina Award rolls off the tongue better, even though there are some fallacies. Or the Fossilor Award. That one makes much more
Perhaps
sense.
everyone still thinks of it as a pretty appropriate name. Oh, but who would have guessed there'd be an issue with the funding? How will I ever explain this to Miss Chiori? Not to say all the other actors who traveled all the way here from Inazuma.
Chiori? Sounds familiar. Where have we heard that name before?
Chioriya Boutique.
Yes, that's her. I asked her to oversee the event's art direction, including the design of the actors' costumes and appearances.
Oh, Paimon remembers now. Navia said that her clothes were designed by Chiori, and Kirara's outfit too.
Oh shit, I didn't know that, but that's
How
pretty
to
cool.
describe her? Well, she tends to be pretty direct and can be very forceful when it comes to dealing with people.
Kill yourself. I mean that with 100%. With 1,000%.
The fashion world in Fontaine has dubbed her the Thundering Seamstress. Her remarkable designs have
That's
led
quite the
many
title now,
Fontainians to
ain't it?
become very interested in Inazuma.
Who are the actors from Inazuma? Do we know them?
Why don't the two of you accompany me to the Aquabus station to welcome them? Judging from the time, the Aquabus should be arriving shortly. Chiori will be waiting to meet me there as well.
The crack of muskets breaking the silence. Oh, look at this animation. Ooh. Okay, they outdid themselves with this one. Look at the art style. Ooh. Okay. Motherfucker that looks like Skrullum, but okay. I was about to be like, there better not be some fucking story quest interruption. Let's see. Please no. No. Okay, good. It's no quest. Wait, unless... Oh, it's this motherfucker. It's Paranoid Lady. I guess we're gonna do this in the meantime then. Oh, you... God fucking damn it, Lyney! Alright, back with this one. I feel like by the end of Fontaine, we're just gonna be doing Lyney's story quest by parts.
After these past few days of lying low, I thought it only a matter of time before I can walk without looking behind me in fear of being chased by the authorities. But now I realize that working with you two lunatics means I have to accept being an outlaw now. Well, there are a few distinctions to be made, you see. One, she has status, unlike us right now. And two, she doesn't go around injecting people and turning them into monsters. Yes, but there's a method to understand why and how she does it. But you just do it unprovoked, spur of the moment.
What the?
You launched him into the hillside so hard he turned into a red stain. And you must have injected him with an explosive concoction or something, because he blew up after that. You showed no restraint. Oh, and speaking of restraint, Brine. Care to explain what happened while on our way here yesterday? Quite a light turn for brutalizing. You grabbed the big guy's hammer, tripped him, and proceeded to cave his skull in with his own hammer. Then, as the other guy was gonna whack you with his shovel, You pull out your sword and disembowel the poor sod, as you then grab his spilled intestines and proceed to spin him around like a ball and chain. Is that how you remember it? Your bloodlust must have jumbled up your memories, because you chased the other two remaining poor souls, and by the time I got to you, all there was were chunks and bits of scorched meat, skin, and organs scattered throughout the forest, and you were just punching a chunk of it. By the time I pulled you off, you had already punched clean through that pile and punched an elbow-deep hole into the ground. Okay, whatever. This can be blamed on the bishops, or man-eater Fontamer beasts. Whatever, okay. As horrified as I am by your recent actions, I must also congratulate you two for keeping true to your promise of not killing anybody today. So, thank you. What is promised is my debt, and I always pay my debts. Here it is. Now, time for the plan.
Sorry, partner.
No, I'm not gonna be so sorry about. I deliberately just flew you off. Hello there, Gemma. How are you doing? Ah! Don't ask what happened. The polar gravity shifted. Don't explain what polar gravity is. Hello there, ladies.
Gemma?
You again. What is it this time?
We just ran into the men who've been threatening you, and we gave them a taste of their own medicine, so you can relax now. We're here to protect you.
It's been 10 long years, and still every time I try to look into Caesar's death, they show up and warn me not to do anything stupid. How do I know I can trust you? Do you really think you can get to the bottom of it all? And why are you doing this?
I'm gonna get to the bottom of it eventually. I don't know when, but
I'm
eventually.
afraid I can't reveal all the details just yet, but I can promise you this. I've heard that Caesar used to have a magic workshop where he kept a lot of his personal effects. If possible, I'd like to take a look at them. Do you know where it is?
The Fleuve Sonde. But the place was sealed up by the police after his death, and no one's been there since.
Understood. Lynette, you stay here and take care of Gemma. Don't let her come to harm.
Got it. But if I'm staying here, I'm ordering dessert.
Well, that's valid, Lynette. You can have some.
Bon appetit. But stay sharp, too. They're likely to come for you while I'm away.
Okay. Alright, power saving mode off. I'll start taking this more seriously now.
Alright, how about now?
Whatever you do, please be careful. If anything happens to you because you're investigating Caesar, I'll never be able to forgive myself.
With me here, nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen, huh? Hey, Gemma. Let me send you to your husband. This shit, man. Nah, man. No, I'd sleep on the fucking floor than in that. I'm not gonna be disrespected like that. Alright. Let's begin. Alright. Fontaine really needs to get their fucking a minute. They really need to get this shit fixed up, man. How many fucking ruins do you have? I'll talk about ancient ruins. This shit is clearly... Like, if you go from here, yeah, the ruins stop. This now becomes ancient ruins, but that... Come on. Come on. Get your shit together. But them shits should not be floating after 10 years. My personal belief. I have not investigated if helium can still be functional in a balloon after 10 years. I'll put a pop-up whether it is or not. And I wish I got an obvious weapon, but... It's a weapon banner. Unless the bitch is a scythe, I'm not gonna do it. Alright, Caesar, this place is not safety regulated approved. Like, what the fuck is this?
Looks like we've reached the end of
Also,
this
nice
route.
music.
Shall we try a different one?
So put behind these books up here, Caesar. Like, seriously, man. Put some fences and shit up here. Also, why do you have that there? This could prove a severe safety risk. If any of this moves, it could slip and it could cause severe damage, Caesar. Come on now. Also, why you got them up there? If you gotta climb up to get them, you could fall down and die. Caesar, come on, man. Say, oh my... Not gonna lie, this is some nice fashion. How you managed to rig all this up? Magic. Caesar, do you have like a gateway to fucking Lemuria? Oh, nice little room.
That's weird. Have we reached the end already?
It's a magic place, Paimon. You gotta think magically. Nothing's ever the end
Nothing
here.
Maybe this was a wasted trip.
This place seems a little too ordinary for a magician's workshop. There's a distinct lack of mystery. We've triggered quite a few devices on the way here. I'm starting to wonder whether Caesar built this whole place as one big, elaborate magic contraption.
He's probably trying to make a little fun house, you know? For the Flusonder
If
boys.
so, then there must be more to this place than meets the eye.
A secret passageway! How did you know?
You gotta think magically, Paimon.
I'm a magician too, and apparently great minds really do think alike. Looks pretty big inside.
For sure, look at that chest.
Let's
Let
head
me
in and take a
go
look
get
around.
that real quick. The music is real jazzy. It's kicking up now that we're getting close to the truth, it appears. Again, you could have done without this, Caesar. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think we're at the surface because we've been going nothing but up. Unless that manhole was really deep. Then if so, what's the point of making a sewer system that goes, you know, below the ocean? Some Narcissan quartz type shit. Oh yeah, it's a magic box, you know?
Lyney? Is there some device in that box?
It's a magic box, Lyney. You remember those things? The fuck are they doing back there?
It just looks familiar somehow. Let me check this out for a second while you guys go on ahead. If anyone makes a major discovery, let's rendezvous here.
Alright, see you in a bit.
Lad, are you dumb? Are you getting rude to man?
Uh-oh, what have you found?
All in good time. Before we go over our new leads, I want to tell you how a high-altitude escape is performed.
Good job.
First, the magician slots themselves into a magic box and this trick never performed it successfully. When the box opened, Caesar was the one who fell out, and not the dummy. He fell right to the ground from the highest point of the opera house. No one could hope to survive that fall. Not without a vision, at least.
Fucking Chris, like 3 people died in that place. Caesar, Vache, Fossilor. Christ. Opera House gotta be haunted as shit.
And no one else has ever attempted this trick since. Once the magician's inside and the box is lifted up into the air, the audience's view of the box is fixed at a certain angle. From where they're standing, they have a clear view of the front, sides, and bottom, but the back and the top are now no longer visible. At this point, the magician presses a button inside the box, opening a secret door out of view.
Oh.
He then escapes through this trap door onto the opera house roof, waits for the dummy to fall and distract the audience, and quietly returns to ground level.
That's way simpler than Paimon imagined. Even Paimon could probably do it.
Caesar would have been under a lot of time pressure during the escape. He'd have had mere seconds to open the hidden compartment, retrieve the dummy, then open the secret door and make a swift escape. But I'm sure he was confident. He would have rehearsed countless times to the point where it was second nature.
Reflex is gonna kick
He
in, then you might
barely
as well
need to
just
think
turn
about what he
around.
was doing because muscle memory would guide him through. So he opened the compartment, took out the dummy, checked everything was in order, and then went to leave. With his left hand, he reached for the button, and suddenly, his heart skipped a beat. It wasn't there.
Oh.
Much like when you reach for your keys but find your pocket empty, his mind needed a moment to process what was going on. Instinctively, his left hand would keep feeling around for the missing button, maybe for another
Use
second
both
or
your
two,
fucking hands, Dad.
until the bottom of the box gave way.
See, this could have been easily survivable. You could have just spread yourself to the walls of the goddamn box and just fucking stick there. Left, right, legs, arms, just sticking to the walls and just pushing against them until you found the fucking button. And then, boom, you could have gotten out. Unless the, oh, no, it's not transparent. I can see the door there.
With the stakes being as high as they were, just a 2-second delay cost him everything.
Okay, it's 2 seconds. Okay, fair enough.
The authorities would find nothing suspicious and conclude that his death was due to his own error. It would have to have been someone who knew that he was left-handed and who could move his props around without arousing suspicion. Someone who was always by his side. Isn't that right, Lorenzo?
You just couldn't let sleeping dogs lie, could you?
I mean, you got a piss poor attitude, man.
There's not a lot of people who'd go to all this trouble for some magician who died 10 years ago. I didn't want to have to do this, you know. Silencing you the hard way just creates more problems for me to deal with. Which is why you can't leave this place alive. Take them out and make it quick.
I got a shotgun, you know that?
Do your worst.
Why'd you bring this? What's the purpose of bringing this thing? It's a little construction machine.
You kids are tougher than you look.
Couldn't magic your way out of this one, huh?
Had enough yet, Lorenzo? Your cronies can't help you now. I think it's high time you started talking. And what I'd really like to know is, why did you murder Caesar?
If I had a mora for every time you said that man's name. Of course you idolized Caesar, everyone else did. But I was the real genius magician. Me.
Don't tell me you did this out of petty jealousy, Lorenzo. Come on.
He was just an amateur who did cheap tricks for gullible children. I was the one who made magic into the fine art it is today. The aristocrats doffed their hats to me.
Okay, and?
So it was jealousy.
Come the fuck on, man. Why?
And with his reputation in Fontaine, it was too risky for me to go it alone. As long as he was alive, if I dabbled in my own brand of money-making magic, he would expose me, and it would destroy me.
And this was your only motive?
It was reason enough. What other motive would I need?
No, that's not reason enough, man. You're fucking crazy.
Well, I was under the impression that there might have been other factors at play. For instance, maybe you were in love with Gemma, but she was engaged to Caesar.
Okay, now you're just spicing up the drama, Lyney.
In love with Gemma? Don't be ridiculous.
Guess I was wrong about that then. Next question. Are you the Phantom Weasel?
And you're just trying to add some drama to the fucking cauldron. Like, come on. Like no, come, shut the fuck up, Lyney. No. Like, what are you talking about? No. I was threatening the motherfucker for years. You think I love her? Damn. The fuck are you talking about?
I am.
Hey, he's a lizard.
Lyney has told me the whole story.
Okay, Bruno, shut the fuck up, Bruno.
Lorenzo, do you confess to the murder of Caesar and to framing him for the Phantom Weasel's crimes?
Look who's finally developed a conscience.
Yeah, look who's finally come to arrest him.
What kind of disciple murders their own master? I hope it was worth it. Because they'll be hell to pay.
Talk like it's Teresa was 10 years ago. Let's go.
Looks like it's all over. What should we do next, Lyney? Should we start preparing for your show?
Let me think. Let's rendezvous with Lynette and Gemma first. With Lorenzo in custody, Gemma will no longer have to fear for her safety.
Thank you.
Every time I do a
clearing
quest in
Caesar's
Fontaine,
name.
I'm brought to this place.
Cheer up, Gemma. My brother's doing a magic show at the Opera House tomorrow evening. Would you like to come along? It might raise your spirits.
You know, I'm one of the opinion that maybe we shouldn't do anything that might remind her of her husband, considering he was a magician, but hey, you guys do you. You're much more experienced with people than I am.
This show will be a special one. We're holding it in Caesar's honor.
Oh, that's good.
In Caesar's honor? Really? Oh, thank you. I'll be there.
Great. We'll see you tomorrow evening. Traveler, Paimon, don't be late.
Don't worry, we'll be there. No way are we gonna miss out on a free magic show.
Alright, I can do it, but I feel like this is just the end of the quest. Let's just, you know.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody's ready because the show is about to begin.
Robert Houdin. Robert Houdin. Wow, I wonder who you are in reference of.
The great magician Lyney has prepared a spectacular show for us all tonight, concluding with an all-new grand finale that no audience has ever seen before.
Thank you all so much for coming. Now, prepare to join me on a journey through the mystical and miraculous.
You didn't show me a cutscene or anything? Alright. Let's do a little bit of a rewind.
So much for coming. Now, prepare to join me on a journey through the mystical and miraculous.
Alright guys, check it out. What I'm about to do is imply mind manipulation. What's your name?
I'm Nathan.
I want you to relax and stare into my eyes. Think about what I'm thinking about. Share my thoughts. Two minds equaling one fiery mind. Focus, Nathan. Look down, Nathan.
Oh shit! You just busted a nut!
Nathan. Look again.
Where'd it go?
I've never known such relief.
Exciting stuff, isn't it?
Damn right it was. That shit was fucking epic as shit.
Yes, it's just... It reminds me of him.
See, that's why I was averse to that decision. That man is clapping at fucking 30 frames a second. At least they're clapping.
No wonder. Caesar was a famous magician too, so How did you two first meet, Gemma?
Well,
Is that
I was
Aloy?
out
Oh,
on
no,
the
it's
street
not.
once, and I saw him performing. Caesar had this amazing way of bringing them into a dreamlike world.
Wait a minute, is that Charlotte? I was looking at the lady that looked like Aloy, but what the fuck is Charlotte doing here?
And somehow, I felt drawn to him too. So I went up and asked him to do a trick for me.
Aw, that sounds so romantic. What trick did he do?
It was with a flower. He took it in his hand, snapped his fingers, and it magically appeared on my head. I was so happy that day. No one had ever given me a flower before that.
Oh, that's so cute. Actually, now that you mention it, Lyney's done that one before.
Is that right? Then I suppose he's a romantic at heart, just like Caesar. So let's treasure the time we have with him.
Before Daddy Arlecchino sends him on a death mission, but you know.
After all, you never know when the people dearest to you might be gone.
Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you don't be sad, because she's been for some shit, alright? The killer's been caught.
That's right. It's all over.
How you gonna tell a grieving person don't be sad? Like, the fuck?
Paimon doesn't really know how to comfort
Exactly.
you, but at the very least, no one's gonna be intimidating you from now on. You can breathe easy at last, right?
Right. Yes, you can breathe easy now. Phantom Weasel.
Wait, what?
See? Even Lynette says... Wait, what?
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all enjoying the performance so far.
Oh, don't tell me she killed him.
There will now be a brief intermission, after which Lyney will perform the most electrifying act of tonight's show, the one we've all been waiting for. The final performance will take place outside of the Opera House, so please make your way outside in a calm and orderly fashion.
The Phantom Weasel never did like public places, did they? Don't worry, this place will be quiet soon. Let's talk somewhere else for now.
Yeah, it is Charlotte. Look at her. Just Charlotte in the background. I like it when they put characters in the background, just doing normal teens. Damn, Lyney looks so angry.
And unfortunately, I'm all out of gadgets, so I'm afraid I can't do any tricks to liven up the mood. Let's go back to the very beginning. A decade ago, when the Phantom Weasel was terrorizing the court of Fontaine. She never missed a target, never left a trace, and no treasure was safe from her thieving hands. But as her infamy grew, so did the readiness of the police, and her opportunities to act became ever fewer. Every day, she ran the risk of being exposed for who she was.
Nah, this looks cool. I like the masquerade mask she's carrying.
Of course, she could not simply take this lying down, and before long, she found her ticket to freedom. She would create a scapegoat, a false weasel to close the chapter on her behalf. After weighing her options, she set her sights on a renowned magician, Caesar. After all, magic and theft shared enough similarities for people to buy the story when the truth came out.
So then what?
Being the master deceiver she was, the weasel easily earned Caesar's trust. Now, all that remained was to frame him for her countless crimes.
Oh, that's foul.
She belongs to the streets.
But as she was considering how to make her move, she noticed Caesar's aggrieved pupil, and a new thought entered her mind. Maybe I don't need to get my hands dirty after all. At her encouragement, Lorenzo tampered with Caesar's magic
Wow.
box, causing him to fall to his death.
Wow.
Afterwards, Lorenzo seized his master's property, and the weasel set about tarnishing Caesar's reputation. Two co-conspirators committed the perfect crime.
I've got to hand it
Wow,
to you.
you're a sick lady.
You're both exceptional storytellers.
Who would suspect for 1 second that the lovely young lady always seen weeping in front of Caesar's grave was actually the mastermind behind his demise? No, not that poor lady. Perish the thought.
Wait.
Lyney, you're so zesty. But you gotta be like, but you gotta be extra zesty when fucking exposing her. Like, the zestiness just grows as he exposes.
How can you see to my eyes?
Alright then, so going even deeper into this, we can see that I've made a graph of Lyney's zestiness, which I've appropriately named Lyney's zestiness graph, and thank God Baguette script exists in Excel. Yes, I used Baguette script, you can see it right here. So, the graph is pretty self-explanatory. The greater the drama, the greater Lyney's zest rises up. But there are also notable factors that we have to take into account. For example, such as the people who Lyney associates himself with. These people have the probability, as it says right there, to cause a zest event. So going from the top, we have Daddy Arlecchino, or as some people call her, Father, or the 4th of the Fatui Harbinger. To me, she's Daddy, okay? Why? You will know in the future. But she has a 0.1%. Couldn't really put 0.1% in the graph for some fucking reason, because that's how Excel works. Obviously, when Lyney's with Father, he's completely serious. No plays, no games, unless it's like barbecue night or, you know, outing with the family, you know, good shit, you know, because Daddy's a great father. Following that, we have 8% for others. That's generally about anybody else, really. Acquaintances, civilians, spectators. But that's obviously when he's not in a show. Because if he has his show face on, naturally, the zest probability is 100% guarantee. This is him in his natural state of being. So naturally, 8% is going to be with other people. Obviously, if you feel comfortable, the zest might increase by an approximate 25%. I can't guarantee it. Next up, we have Fremine with an 11%, surprisingly. I guess Lyney's more comfortable with Fremine, considering Fremine's reserved and introverted nature. Maybe Lyney feels the need to take charge and continue on. And obviously, if he feels like he's on the lead, he's going to naturally increase his zest. Next up with a shockingly 2% is Lynette. This one actually makes a lot more sense, considering they are blood siblings and they've been through a lot together. So anything that might happen, Lyney will take that with utmost seriousness, considering a lot of shit has happened where they got separated and Lyney kind of had a little bit of a fucking breakdown. Next up, we have an 11% with Farina de Fontaine. I mean, naturally, when you're with Farina, a lot of shit inside of you is gonna come out. Take that however you want. Both are very popular people in their respective fields, and if they were both to interact, you could see a bit of Lyney's zest going up a bit compared to others, considering Farina is a popular person despite all that has happened to her, and this is a note, this is about Lyney's zestiness. However Farina acts is not relevant to the chart right now, as we all know that she would probably be calm and, you know, very reserved after what happened in the Archon quest. Moving on, we have with an astonishing 68% being the Traveler. I don't fucking know why. In conclusion, I can assert with 100% certainty from all this viable, trustworthy data that I personally gathered from trustworthy sources, also known as the voices in my head, that, yeah, this motherfucker zesty as shit.
Why would the real Weasel have targeted things that only have value to other people? Could you shed any light on that?
You just petty.
Of course. After all, we're just telling stories here, aren't we? If I had to guess, I would say that the real Weasel must have had a terrible childhood. Left to fend for herself after her parents died young. Betrayed, scorned, beaten.
Well, at least you weren't like that other girl in the Lofu, who was blind, and I was yeah. That's for Starville. We're in Genshin, so let's focus.
She'd scrounge waste paper from garbage bins to draw on, using twigs and dirt for lack of ink and pen. She'd sew ugly ragdolls from whatever scrap material she could get her hands on. This was her only source of happiness in life. But it was all she needed. And she was content. Until the world decided that even this was too good for her. This was a fate too cruel for anyone to bear. Her pain became a breeding ground for dark thoughts. Thoughts which festered and grew into a twisted solution to her troubles. I detest the happiness of others, in all its forms alike.
Oh, you just became a hater. You just became a hater. You're like, oh, you happy? Oh, let me take that shit. You ain't happy no more. Sad motherfucker. Oh, did I just catch you being happy? Did I just catch you having hopes and dreams? Oh, hell nah. Gem's a straight hater then.
I will rob them of everything they hold to be good and true. And it will fill the void in my soul.
Oh, you on that stink meter energy.
That's some pretty heavy stuff.
Some pretty petty stuff.
Now it all makes sense.
Wait. Oh, I get it. You were those two obnoxious kids. It's been so long, and you're all grown up now. I didn't recognize you. He taught you magic back then, didn't he? For what, 10 days or something? And you went to all this trouble. Why? Because you feel like you still owe him something?
We remember all our debts, however great or small.
Well, that's good to hear.
10 years ago, Caesar's reputation was torn to shreds, and his legacy was thrown out. 10 years on, and no one cares what the truth is anymore. But we did not forget. And so we came to find you.
Okay, Anonymous.
And? What exactly did you take from me? I'm still standing, as you can see. Lorenzo has admitted to everything. I'm free.
We took your life.
Free? Do you really think so? Life took many things from you, and those wounds never healed. When they ached unbearably in the dead of night, stealing became your way of numbing the pain.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that for the last 10 years, you've been living a rather uneventful life. Perhaps that's because you found something other than a life of crime to fill the hole? Back to Lorenzo for a second. He murdered his own master, played along with your act, and took pains to make sure any suspicion would be directed towards him. But what did he have to gain from all that? He knew who you were and the things you'd done, and despite that, he was willing to give everything up for your sake. He's the reason that you haven't felt the compulsion to steal in all these years.
Somebody spell it out for me, please. I'm kind of lost here.
You're more than just accomplices in murder. You're the only real friends each other has. So I think you know, deep down, that he is the only truth you have in your life.
I thought I was going to go with something like, oh, because you finally feel like you have power over something. Well, no, they just bros. I'm good.
But that truth is gone now. And I guarantee you, you'll never see it again.
Yeah, you just lost your bro, Gemma.
Congratulations on your freedom, Gemma.
Yeah, now you're alone. You're a sad, lonely dummy.
Lyney, wait.
You're completely alone. Let's not talk to her.
You two hid a lot from Caesar. He went to his grave without ever knowing your secrets. So what about now? Are you an open book? Or are you still the same as ever?
Still the same as ever.
You don't have to tell lies to end up isolated and alone. One day, you'll end up exactly where I am today. Maybe then you'll finally understand.
You're wrong. I'm nothing like you.
That's what they all say.
So, what are we, doing now?
We're chilling.
Magic should be mysterious, surprising, and defy logic. Magic is hard work. Every single movement has to be practiced thousands of times.
It's alright. We're used to that.
Oh, look at these little kids.
We're sorry. You've taught us so much, but we can't tell you the whole truth.
It's okay. Do you still remember what I told you? This world is full of lies and falsehoods. I only hope that one day, You can find your own truth.
It's just
What
completely
about you?
dead, man.
Have you found your truth?
Magic is my truth. I want to perform a magic trick so great that people will always think of me when they talk about it. For a magician, what greater honor could there be?
Look! Behold! Lyney is sealed inside the box. Will he manage to escape? 10 years ago, Caesar attempted this very trick, and it was at this precise moment that...
Watch out!
Mysterious.
Somebody made a wish. And this animation's going a little too hard now.
Isn't that right? This honor belongs to you, Caesar. I'm just sorry it's a little late.
Well, that was pretty cool.
Did you see that? 1 minute he was falling, and the next, he turned into flowers.
How could he possibly have done that?
How mysterious. I didn't blink
He must have
once.
been a
He just
flower-based
vanished
organism.
right in front of my eyes.
What a heart-stopping magic show. This was really worth the trip.
Oh, there, Charlotte.
Caesar's name
Hi.
is finally
Anyway.
cleared.
Whew. Looks like everyone really loved Lyney's grand finale.
Even though they don't know the full story, but hey, it is what it is.
Anywhere. Where'd he go?
Cemetery for some fucking
The
reason.
one where Caesar's married?
No, the one that has Cosmo's friend.
Probably it.
Use a charge attack on him.
Lyney! There you are. Are you alright? Paimon was scared to death when the chain broke. Paimon was sure something had gone horribly wrong.
Magic is a performance art. A magician has to get creative to keep the audience on tenterhooks.
My lady, I have news for you. I apologize, but I do believe this to be worthy of your attention. Well, as you know, the doctor is currently in Sumru trying to acquire the dendronosis, and also to ascertain the whereabouts of the balladeer.
Come on!
Yes, my lady, I realize that you may care little as to what is happening in terms of Her Majesty's grand plan. But during the operation, he hired some mercenaries due to the fact that a traveler from beyond this world is currently assisting the Dendro Archon. And, during a mishap happened. The Catherine unit you had stationed in Sumru somehow found itself in an altercation between the traveler and the mercenaries hired by the doctor, and...
What?
So unfortunately, the Catherine is both irreparable and unsalvageable. My lady? My lady?
Fucking asshole, bitch, motherfucker! Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit! You dumb fucking bitch, pussy ass motherfucker! Eat my fucking asshole, bitch!
My lady, what are you doing with that? Please, my lady, stop! Stop! My lady, stop!